Okay. I know it looks like a little bit weird because I have this weird filter on. Wait, but first, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Is this working? Is my mouth tracking? Kinda. Yes? Do you guys want me to bump my volume a little bit louder? Do you guys want me to bump myself a little bit louder? I'm so scared to burp. Like I just finished my dinner, so I might burp anytime. What if you guys hear my burps? It's gonna be so scary. Hello everyone. The BGM is a little bit too loud. Okay. Let me turn that down a little bit. Is this even audible? Wait, I think like this. Is this okay? Is this okay? What you having? I cooked some egg fried rice today. Egg fried rice with sausages. I have the urge to eat it, so I just like slapped it. Like I just slapped it in the wok, and then I did some magic, and then the fried rice came out. I don't know the concept of ASMR. Don't worry, I don't too. But today we'll be doing this. I deliberately put like a filter on my screen so that it looks a little bit darker, so it won't like blind your eyes today. But I hope this helps you guys relax a little bit, especially that tomorrow's Comic Fiesta. So some of you are attending it. I will be attending it. I have a meet and greet, so if you're gonna go there, don't forget to stay for my meet and greet, okay? Alright. So, maybe I should greet you guys one by one. How about that? So, tell me guys, is this your first time listening to like a whispering stream? Or have you heard of it before? Tell me in the chat. I will say hi in accordance to your replies as well. It's time for me to read my Leo Knights' names. Hello, Liola, hello! Hello! I hope I'm not speaking too soft. If in any case that I'm speaking too soft, do let me know. Many times? Hello, Kak Edgar. Hello. And sometimes, hello, Player Did Out. And hello, Whelp. Hello, Mario Rice. Hello, Polar Bear. And Tori, first time. This is my first time doing it as well. Many time, Edgar. So you're an experienced person, huh? You're at a good volume. Alright, that's good. It's my first time listening to Liola whispering for sure. ASMR streams are just so calming. Personally, I haven't really heard a lot of ASMR streams. I guess it's because they gave me a lot of goosebumps. I guess it just is a little bit too ticklish for me. But doing it is another story, different story though. Liola is more like soft speaking than whispering. But it's good. If I whisper, I feel like all you guys can hear will be like yeah. So I feel like soft speaking is more of my thing. So I hope you guys can accept it as well. Though is the person who can't sleep without ASMR saying don't have a hard time to sleep. I see. I hope this font will help you sleep a little bit, okay? Alright. Another disclaimer. I might not stream for like a full 2 hour. Like I'll only be reading one story, but this story has quite a lot of words in it. So I'm not sure how long it's gonna take me to finish the story. But I'll try to finish it. Unless I get too tired. Melatonin and CBD help spread it out. What are you gonna whisper to you? Okay, everyone, the story that we're gonna say, that I'm gonna tell you today is a story that I found on Orion magazine. It's called Whitefoot. So, Whitefoot is a story that focuses on the life of a mouse that is much similar in the vein of many fables that our parents read to us as a kid. So Whitefoot the mouse encounters some tribulations, obstacles from the large world around her. But, of course, Whitefoot is the protagonist, so she gets out unscathed. But, of course, we want to hear her interesting story, that is. So, that's the story that we're gonna say today. Alright. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for Whitefoot storytelling? I just hope that I don't bump into my mic too much. Because I'm actually speaking really close to my mic right now. Alright. Her name was Parametrius Leos Cupus, but she did not know it. I think it had been a long time since the mice around Port William spoke English, let alone Latin. Her language was a dialect of mouse, a tongue which we humans have never developed a vocabulary or a grammar. Because I do not know her name in mouse, I will call her Whitefoot. The name kind of fits her because of her 4 small feet, and the underside of her were a pure white clay. Her coat above was a reddish, briny tan. She had a graceful tail, a set of long, elegant whiskers, a perfect ever-listening ears, a fastidious nose, and a profound eyes shining with light. She took a small feminine pleasure in being beautiful. And that is our protagonist, Whitefoot. She was born in the fall, and now the winter was ending. In the spring, if she escaped her many enemies, she would have her first litter of maybe 6 baby mice. In comparison to a white oak or even a human, she would not live long. Perhaps not a year, almost certainly not 2. But the little life she had, she loved dearly. And so far, she has taken excellent care of it. She had fed herself well on nuts and seeds and insects. She has kept herself clean and neat. She had been cautious and clever in keeping herself out of sight of large creatures. She was highly skilled in being a mouse. She lived at the very edge of a wooded hollow on what was known as the Old Keith, place in the bottomland not far away from Port William. But she did not know that either. She did not know that only a few hundred yards away the river ran between its high wooden banks. Her native country was about an acre of ground overhung by about an acre of sky crisscrossed by glass blades, wheat stems, and the stems and the twigs of low bushes, and the limbs of trees. Her acre of ground was crisscrossed by her comings and goings, as if her acre of sky by all the blades and stems and branches overhead. In her busy life, always looking for things to eat, she had been everywhere in her small homeland. But if you have gone there, though she might well have seen you, you would almost certainly not have seen her, for she went quickly, quietly, mostly at night, and in paths and ways that went deep in amongst other lives of that place. Sometimes, in the search of food, she might climb a dozen or so feet into a tree or bush, but everywhere she meant to be unseen by any creature larger than herself. To imagine the life and adventures of Whitefoot, you must compress your mind to its size, thinking of going about your eyes only an inch or two from the ground, among grass stems thicker than your thumb, weed stems thicker than your wrist, maple and oak leaves that you can hide beneath, trees that can touch the sky. She lived at the center of the world. This is one of the things that every mouse knows. Wherever she wants, she was at the center of the world. That one who lives at the center of the world is the world's profoundest thought. So firmly was the thought set in Whitefoot's mind that she did not need to think it. Like humans, she lived in the little world of what she knew, for there was no other world for her to live in. But she lived at the center of her world always, and of this she had no doubt. She had spent the winter with several of her relatives in the cavity among the roots of a dead tree. They huddled together for warmth when it's cold. They slept long sleeps. They went about small paths and tunnels under the grass and fallen leaves, and under the snow, the secret hollows sheltered from the wet, where they had stored their autumn harvest of small acorns or other seeds. But then the day grew longer and March came. Whitefoot began to hear in her mind a voice speaking in mouse. This was the same voice that would sometimes say to her, "Seeds, seeds," and sometimes, "Look out." But now, spring approached, it'd say, "Nest, nest." And so, she left the community burrow where she had wintered and set out on her own. She was looking for a dry, hollow place to make a home for herself and eventually for her children. The hollow she finally chose was not one you would have expected from knowing from the history and the habitats of her race. It was inside a large round glass jar left on her acre when the river had flooded several years before. The lid of the jar was screwed on tightly, but somehow a hole has been knocked in the glass below the jar's shoulder. It was a hole shaped like a knife, just big enough for a mouse to enter. As the jar lay among the grasses and dead leaves on the floor of the thicket, the hole was towards the downside, so that the rain did not run into it. The jar was the right side for a nest. It was not what she was used to, but as mice live entirely by opportunity, Whitefoot took it. She went in and moved around, sniffling and looking, and came out, and went in again, and came out. This would do. And now the voice that had been saying, "Nest, nest," began to say, "Hurry, hurry." She went darting about in her hidden pathways, and now, more dangerously, onto the surfaces of the woods floor. She gathered dry grass, pieces of dead leaves, strands of bark, a few soft feathers from a blue jay that hawk had eaten, some bright tufts of moss. She made many trips to her jar, carrying these valuable things into her mouth and putting them inside. She went in darts and starts, often stopping to look and sniff and listen, for the voice in her mind that was saying nest and hurry would also frequently say, "Look out." The leaves had not yet unfolded from their buds. The grass had not begun to grow. She did her work often in full view of the sky, and also it might have been within the vision of an owl or a fox. She had to hurry, but she also had to listen. She had to watch. When she had filled her jar with the things that she had gathered, she burrowed in and made a little hollow, a place for herself just the size of herself, in the center of it. With her 4 feet, which were cunning as hands, she combed her building materials into place. She shredded them and made them fine with her teeth. She nudged and compacted them with her nose and feet. She molded the cup of the nest exactly to fit it by pressing against it with her body. She made it snug. She did her work according to an ancient, honorable principle. Enough is enough. She worked and lived without extravagance and without waste. Her nest was a neat, small cup size of herself asleep. When she went into it for her daytime sleep, she slept drawn into a ball, her eyes shut, her tail curved around so that its outer lay under her nose. Her sleep was an act of faith and a giving of thanks. While the nest was still new, rain began to fall. The sunlight disappeared, the sky was darkened by low clouds, and it rained and rained. When the rain stopped, the trees dripped big drops onto the dead leaves, and then it rained again. Sometimes gently, sometimes hard. Whitefoot went about in the wet darkness of the night, finding food, and when the gray daylight came, she returned to a home in old mayonnaise jar, curled up in the soft cup of her nest, and went to sleep. One day as she slept, a change began to happen, and it went on happening, into the sound of raindrops falling into the tree branches overhead, and the sudden layers of dead leaves on the ground came into a new sound of rain falling into the water. That sound grew wider, wider, and nearer as Whitefoot slept. An uneasy dream as large as the world she knew caused her to quiver in her sleep. Then, in the middle of the afternoon, she woke, for the bottom end of her jar had been lifted slightly from its resting place. The voice in her mind had called into her sleep, "Look out!" And then it had said, "Hurry!" She went to the broken opening in the jar and looked out. The rain was silvery with mist, the tree trunks black against it, fading into it. The rain was falling through mist. Beyond, disappearing into the mist, lay a broad sheet of water gleaming with pale daylight, littered with floating things. The water began to sip and then flow into Whitefoot's jar. She leapt out and she sank. The voice in her mind said, "Up!" and she began to swim. She saw that beyond her jar, the ground still rose above the water, and she swam toward the higher ground. She swam and then waited until she was out of the water and the sound of rain had changed around her. But she was not safe. She was on an island only a few feet across, and the island was getting smaller. As she huddled, wet and bewildered on the soggy leaves, the water kept rising. She was forced at last to climb onto a small log. She did not like to do that, for it made her easy to be seen by whatever might be looking, but there was no choice. She crouched on the log, making herself as small as she could, and kept still. From the creatures that walked, she had for a long time been nothing to fear. They were as much occupied with saving themselves as she was. The weasel, the minks, the cats, the skunks, the raccoons, the foxes, and, like Whitefoot herself, everyone would be trying to keep above the rising water. But she had enemies also, which is the hawks, and at night the owls. As she huddled on her log, she shivered because she was wet and cold, and also because she was afraid. She watched and waited, for that was all that she could do. After a while, her log began to float. She had never floated before, but when the water lifted the log from the ground, she knew at once that she was floating. As it came free of ground, the log rolled somewhat into its new balance on the water. Then she had clambered on top of it, and again, keeping herself from falling off. The sound of the rain falling into the water was all around her now, and through the treetops overhead the wind moved and made an airy sound. As the wind blew, the log carried Whitefoot slowly out of a home anchor, bobbing onto the small waves the wind made, now and again snagging on wood stems or low bushes, and then turning past them. The log carried her towards the river. She did not move. The safest thing she could do was keep as still as a knot on the log. As she did, only the log moved. It moved with the motions of the water and the wind. A red-bellied woodpecker watched from his hole in a dead locust as Whitefoot floated by. Over the woodpecker's hole, a bracket fungus shelved out like a porch roof. The log for a while floated free of breeze. The wind blew across part of a cornfield. A flock of wild turkeys was speeding in the fields, walking slowly away from the rising water. And though this was surely the unhappiest day of Whitefoot's life, a pair of wood ducks was dabbling cheerfully over the submerged corn rows. Near the water, a great blue heron was standing still as a post, and then, stabbing into the water with its long beak, it caught a fish and swallowed it. Later, the water deepened beneath Whitefoot's log. A muskrat swam by at the point of the V it made along the surface. It dived, and for a second only, its tail was in sight, curved like a question mark, and then the tail too disappeared. Whitefoot, who could not fly and did not wish to swim, floated amongst trees again as the wind pushed her log towards the river. Except for shivering, she did not move. She only watched the log floated and nudged against obstacles and paused and turned and floated on. If you had seen her, you might have thought that she was being patient. She was capable of patience, I think. But now, she was simply doing nothing. Which was what? All there was to do. Her log did not again touch land or any larger log. It did not bump against anything she might have climbed onto. It went slowly along, moving away from the wind, and the motions it made gave Whitefoot the floating feeling that was new to her. This feeling kept her alert. She was not going to get used to it. And then, a change of light came over here. For the wind had shoved her log finally out onto the open river. Such a length of sky as Whitefoot had never seen opened suddenly above her. Between the two long lines of trees standing in deep water on what had been a riverbanks. And now the water beneath her was swift and troubled, not only by the wind, but by the 100 different shifts and whirls of the currents. The light came down on the river, and the water flung it upwards again, filling the air with quick gleams and reflections. And now all around her, in addition to the sound of rain falling on the water and the wind in the branches, there was a louder sound of the swift currents swirling past the tree trunks. In the river, The log was less pushed by the wind, carried along by the moving water. It is easy to think of a flowing river as having one current, but actually, the current's made of many currents flowing at different speeds and in different directions, crisscrossing, whirling, and braiding together. At first, Whitewood's log drifted all by itself, the currents turning it as they carried it on. But when the motions of water and wind had moved it out of the channel, the main force of the flow, it began to be accompanied by other floating things, by the rubble of woods and fields and by human rubbish. Twigs and leaves, bits of dead grass, corn stalks, sticks, scraps of lumber, cans and bottles, logs, tree limbs, pieces of plastic foam, barrels, old tires, basketball, old trees. This thing would whirl along separately or in mats of drift that were like floating rocks. These mats gathered sometimes until they were many feet across, until they were roused, and then the currents tore and whirled them apart, and then they were regathered into new shapes. But some were more tightly bound together by logs and by the trunks and limbs of larger trees. Finally, it happened that Whitefoot's log was caught up into one of those, a raft of drift held together by the roots and sprawling branches of an old water maple that had been released by a collapsing bank upstream. Though it was constantly free at the edges, and though its surface lifted and fell with the motions of the water, because of the big tree, this raft of drift held together better than the most. It was like a floating island. Several golden-eyed blackbirds were confidently walking on it, feeding and looking around. I do not believe Whitefoot would have thought of imitating the birds, whose long, spreading toes held them out that floating shaft as securely as if it were solid ground, and who know anyhow could fly away to safety if they needed to. I think Whitefoot merely knew that her own small feet needed something more solid. She did not move, though she could have done so. She would have climbed upwards, away from the terrible nearness of the water. And when the rain quit, the surface of the water became glossy even in the folds and the ripples of the current, littered with scraps and splinters of reflected lights. When the rain dashed down again, the surface roughened like goose flesh. All the rest of the day, while the rising water carried her maybe 15 miles, Whitefoot did not move. She had come from the solid, familiar world of her home anchor to the strange, never-resting world of water and air and light, where everything was changing all the time. She was wet and cold and bewildered and frightened, and she knew that all the safety she had was in keeping still. For a while, several coots fed eagerly, tipping and diving among the mats of drift, and where the river flows past a submerged creek mouth, a family of otters were traveling upstream through the quieter water, leaping through the surface as she went. Whitefoot's eyes lingered on nothing. As the river had carried and turned her, she saw what she saw. In the late afternoon, the light changed around her again, and she passed out of the mouth of the river and entered a much wider one. As the currents carried her flimsy island out to the mid-channel of the larger river, Whitefoot felt she was in a world entirely watery and flowing. The trees of the shorelines and bottomlands were way off on either side and were veiled by mist and the falling rain. Whitefoot's eyes, used to the enclosed world of the woods where she had always lived, could hardly see so far. She could hardly know that in the distance, beyond the edges of the water, the land still rose up firm, all she knew now was that the moving water and the shifting light on the water, the rain, the wind. The wind was driving a large wave upstream against the flowing of the river. The mad drift rose and fell as the wave rose under it. The voice in the Whitefoot mind cried, "Look out! Look out!" But there was nothing to do. No place to go, no dry holes to creep into and be safe and get dry and cool warm and go to sleep. She clung, hunched, and was shivering to the little log as it tilted over the waves, seeing only the great light and the turning swing drift. As evening came, the wind ceased and the water slowly became smoother. A little comfort came to Whitefoot. Though she was still wet and cold and frightened, she was hungry too. And now, as the day darkened and the night rose into the eastward mist, she was coming to her usual time to wake up. It was about to be up and about. If you had been there and were able to see in the dark, you would have seen Whitefoot change as the night fell on the river. She changed from a small, huddled animal who might as well have been asleep to an animal altogether awake. Her eyes, which had been seeing only what the daylight and the moving river showed her, now had a purpose in them, and they were looking. Her ears were listening into the slur and splatter around her. Her nose was intelligently sniffing, even her whiskers had grown alert, though she had not yet moved. She was clearly an animal ready to move. The voice in her mind was saying, "Seeds! Seeds! Look around!" Even had you been able to see in the dark, you would have had to look fast to see her move. You would have seen her in the middle of a log, and then you would have seen her at one of the ends of it, and then you would have seen her in several stops on her way to the other end. She was moving in darts and straight as always. It would have seemed to you that she was simply disappearing in one place and reappearing in another. She had begun her nightly hunt of food, and she needed to escape from her log where she had found not a thing to eat. At the end of the log, where she first went, there was nothing that would support even her little leg. Just a thin, flimsy, soggy carpet of floating grass and leaves, and against something that her senses would tell her was solid. It was an old tire, and she leaped onto it. With the same small darts as before, she made her way around the tire, and then perhaps 2/3 of the way around again. She leaped onto a broken arm, and from there to a one-armed plastic doll, and from there to another log. She explored the length of this new log and found that it had reached into once had been the top of an old water maple itself. Whitefoot leaped again and grappled her way up among the branches. As she climbed about, she propped and balanced herself with her tail. The flower buds of the old tree were fattening, ready to break into bloom. Whitefoot paused here and there to nibble this as she made her way from the thin branches to branches that became stouter as she got nearer to the main trunk. Once she had reached the sturdy branch and was traveling along it towards the trunk, she understood that she was safer than she had been before. The great trees moved with the current, but the big waves did not affect it too much. Small ones, not at all. When Whitefoot got to the trunk of the tree, which was more than half submerged into the water, she worked her way carefully along it, exploring it as if as a new territory. But she was also searching for food. She inquired into the creases and under the flakes of the bark. The tree trunk bore a wound where a large branch has fallen off. There, where the wood has begun to rot, she found 2 small beetles and she ate them. In another place, she found a larva of a moth and she ate that. She worked her way along the trunk of the tree all the way to the upward sprangle of the roots, and then she hunted among the roots. She found a few things to eat, but nowhere did she find enough to make a meal. It was a dark night. To us, it would have seemed much as black as a bucket of tar, but for white food, she went about in her search. Smell and touch work as well as sight. She did not need to see. For a long time, she heard only the sounds of flowing river and of the rain falling onto the water. And then she heard in the distance downstream a low hum that grew louder. And then she saw a glow that grew brighter. As the sound became a heavy drumming as wide as the water and darkness, the glow gathered into a brilliant point of light that casts a beam of brightness onto the river. The noise grew closer and louder. The light shone on Whitefoot's lamp, and again she became still, a frightened small bump. The towboat with its immense bulk of loaded barges went by with a crashing sound, and then Whitefoot's floating island was in the dark again. And the boat's weight was heavy, even the big water made up and down. Whitefoot kept still under the water until the water quieted and the sound of the boat's engines was again only a hum, and the fear has passed. And then she resumed her foraging. She stayed hungry, and she continued to hunt. She did not hunt systematically, as you and I might have done, going over the great tree trunk inch by inch. If she had done that, she would have been more thorough, but also she would have been easier to catch. The voice in her mind was always warning her to look, to be alert. As always before, she moved in quick starts and darts, pausing here and there to sniff for something edible, but never pausing for too long. In that way, appearing to hurry but really taking her time, she made her way from the roots of the tree back again towards the branches. On top of the tree, like the trunk, was half submerged, but several large limbs reached high up into the air, branching out and finally into thin twigs of flower buds and leaf buds at their ends. Whitefoot ate some more of those buds, but by the time that the dawnlight had begun to widen the eastern sky, she had found two things that were better than all of the rest. She found, first, a deep knot hole sheltered from the rain and the wind, and then she found an old woodpecker's hole stash of chinquapin acorns, wild cherry seeds, and corn grains, sorted there by a flying squirrel. She made a full meal at last, and then, as the night was ending, she crept into the very bottom of the knot hole. She made a bed there on the soft, dry powder of rotten wood. Curled snugly, with the end of her tail under her nose, she fell into a day-long sleep. I'm gonna pause a little bit to hydrate myself here. Pausing a little bit, just so I can get some hydration, okay? If you're still awake, come hydrate with me. Alright. As morning brightened, the mist over the river, a pair of wild geese sailed down together, like two arrows shot, and sliced the surface of the water as they touched it and settled. And then they floated quietly, dignified and alert. Whitefoot did not see them. When the towboats passed, rocking the old tree where she slept, she did not awaken. She did not see the sun brighten the mist to a blinding whiteness and finally shine through, glittering and glaring on the water. She did not see the pair of green-winged teal who rode for a while on the trunk of a tree, the drake's green-eyed patch gleaming in the sunlight. She did not see the pie-billed grebe fishing in an eddy as steadfast in the current as it was anchored. She did not see the quick curving of its neck as it seemed to leap through the surface of the river. She did not see it reappear with a codfish that had gabbed and lunged upwards to swallow. She did not know when the current carried her past a city with bridges. She slept too, through another change in her story. In the afternoon, as the old maple with Whitefoot asleep inside, it was carried down a long southward passage. The wind began to blow hard from the east. Trees, limbs, and even its buzz were caught in the wind. Now the island of drift was like a boat with a sail. The wind moved it slowly westward out of the current and finally out of the river and into the still backwater of the bottomland. When Whitefoot woke up at nightfall, she no longer heard the sounds of the flowing river, but only the sounds of the wind moving in the bare branches of the trees. The raft of drift, now much smaller and still rattling apart, had been blown against the thickety edges of a grove of trees, and the old maple has launched dead. Whitefoot's travel has ended. Her tree was going no further. But the story has not ended yet, for the tree and the drift was still clung onto it was no less than an island that it had been before. Water was still all around it. Many acres of water, gleaming in the light of the growing moon, rippled as the air stirred over. That night, as before, she searched for food and among the roots and along the trunk and among the branches of the flowering tree. She fed. She was taking hour by hour the opportunity to live, and at dawn she returned to the knothole and went to sleep. The next night and the night after that were very much the same, but towards the end of the fourth night, a terrible shadow fell in between Whitefoot and the moon. The voice in her mind cried, "Look out!" Perhaps she moved in time, but even so, one of the heel talons of the owl struck her and tumbled off the tree trunk into the water. She had to swim, struggling in the floating carpets of sticks and leaves for several minutes before she could clamber back onto a tree. That day dawned, and she slept again. That day, the flood began to subside. The old tree shifted and jolted, breaking the lips beneath it as it settled towards the ground. But 4 nights had to pass before the water drew away beneath the tree. Whitefoot's hunting and exploring became more anxious for when she was running out of food. Now, when she slept again at night, she was hungry. It rained and it cleared again, and the water continued to draw back from the land. When the tree came rest solidly on the ground at last, Whitefoot knew it. She was asleep, but the floating feeling left her and she woke up. She left her knothole, and though it was not yet completely dark, she began to look around. The tree trunk of the old maple was held up by its roots and branches as if on legs, and water was still puddled under it. Whitefoot finally found a long branch that led up beyond the edge of the water, and she followed it down onto the wet well. It would be days yet before the place would be dry and familiar to her, but already she was confident. She left at the first line of little tracks across the mud, and then she went into the dank space beneath the band and muddied grasses of the world's edge. And then she came out again and looked around, and she disappeared again. The voice in her mind was speaking to her of her needs. She needed food. She needed a nesting place. at the center of the world, on the silted, unsoiled floor of the woods, among the shadows of the moony nights. She went about her still unfinished task of staying alive. And that was the end of the story. I actually can't believe that I actually managed to read that for like how long? 40 minutes? This is really comfy. I do hope that it feels like that to you guys. Like, if you guys think that this is comfy, maybe I'll do like a recording. I'll do like a recording instead. And I'll do a recording and I'll read the recording. Do you guys like the story? This story is like it's really cool. I like how the author managed to write like from a mouse perspective. Like everything, maybe it might seem like a really small thing to us humans, but to a rat, it's like everything around it was changing so much, but it has like no way of protecting itself. Like imagine that you're stranded on an island that has no renewable resources of food. As the days went by, you would just feel like more and more stressed out and fear that you would starve. So I feel like it's really nice. It's a really nice little story, adventure story, and it has a good ending as well. So comfy. I'm glad that it's, it sounds good to you guys. I feel like for the remaining of time, I guess I'll just talk a little bit with you guys. Maybe we'll talk a little bit, like some bedside talking. Because I guess, how do I say this? Recently, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll cut this part out of the stream. But I guess I want to like talk with you guys a bit. I doubt that there's a lot of people here, so it should be fine. So recently, I have been feeling a little bit inferior. Is inferior the word? I feel like inferior is much of a heavier word, but I guess I kind of feel that I'm not doing really well in terms of streaming. I guess it's because like my weird stream times. I feel bad that you guys have to like catch up with my stream at like the weirdest time ever. Like I hope you guys would go sleep if it's too early or too late for you guys and just watch the VOD. But I know that some people would definitely want to watch live as well. But for me, I really appreciate it. Like if you guys are just watching the VOD and all. Okay, wait. Speaking back about like the inferior part. How do I say this? I feel like my gen mates are so talented. I feel like they're so talented. Like it feels like they're good at anything. That's just me. That's just me. A light green potato. I'm a light green potato. How do I say this? Yes, in some way. Of course, I'm still improving. But I guess this is a little bit hard. I guess it's more like a. How do I say this? Where did my English go? I feel like this is a thing that you will never be satisfied with yourself. I guess it's a good mindset. It's a good and kind of a bad mindset at the same time. Like, for one, if you're not satisfied with yourself, you will always seek to improve. At least that's what I'm doing right now. But sometimes it's a little bit discouraging. But hear me out. I'm doing my best to tell myself that improvement does not come instantly. Y'all have your unique traits. What do you mean you're amazing too, sis? Thank you, Katya God. That makes me feel a lot better, really. Bedtime stories, but I just woke up. We finished our stories already. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We finished our thing already. But if you want, maybe when you sleep, you can just open up this VOD and listen to it until you fall asleep. Maybe it'll help you. Just take your progress as it comes. Don't rush it too much. You know, recently, I found out that the agency was maybe more... Okay, this is a bit of a sensitive topic to talk, but I think only staff-san is here. T-san and Papa shouldn't be here, so I think it should be fine for me to say this. I know that in the past, the company has been immature, like the company was still growing, and maybe they did some mistakes. But for now, I just want to say, Papa is being really supportive. Like, okay, let's be honest with like the facts. I am in terms of like numbers, I'm not doing very well. Like, in terms of like numbers and everything, I'm not doing the best. But well, Papa is like being very supportive. Like Papa's like, it's fine, Liola. You just do what you want. You just try the time. You just stream whatever time that you want. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about overlapping your stream times with Uzi's time as well. You know, kind of like warms up my heart so much. Yeah, like Papa's like, it's not gonna show in like a little bit. It's gonna show in the longer run. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'll keep doing my best. We're amazing. We'll improve together. We improve together. That's why I have my let's be productive stream. Liola just dropping by to say hi. Hello. Nothing beats the Oshi reading a bedtime story at 4:50 AM. Why are you not sleeping? Why are you not sleeping? It's okay, you're all doing great. I'm sure the future will be bright. Like, regardless, I will still be doing my best. I will still try everything that I can do. Like now, I'm actually taking a huge step. Like, really, I'm taking a huge step. I have always not understand like the concept of ASMR. So it's kind of hard. But now I feel like I feel much more confident that, you know, like you guys are giving me like positive feedback. I'll always be here to support you. Thank you. I wouldn't miss the stream of you, Liola. You're my Oshi. Okay, but don't worry about it. For you, wait, it's 4 AM, right? I probably wouldn't do like 4 AM streams as much anymore. But I will do 2 AM streams, so you probably won't need to sleep as late. I think ASMR is a bit like your Let's Be Productive Together stream. Then what is the stream considered then? It's not gonna be an easy one, but as long as you do your best and never give up what you're doing, your love capabilities can do it. Semangat! Can't wait to do Semangat and CF tomorrow. It's healing time. You know, I really need some healing on my tongue. Like I mentioned this morning, right? My tongue kind of hurts. It's still kind of hurting. Like just now when I was reading, I was constantly in pain, but I was doing my best. Extreme chill stream with very light tone. I'm gathering all the energy I need from the stream so I don't need to sleep. Kawa streams semangat no. You know, I should do a stream where I review your semangat. That would be kind of nice. Reviewing fans semangat. That's gonna be kind of funny. Oh. Review words among how? I guess it's you guys can record yourself saying the word semangat. So you can say it anyway. You can do it in a JoJo way or in the least semangat way. A semangat as in like, how do you translate semangat? Semangat is... What is semangat? How do you translate the word semangat? It's like... power or like... I don't know how to translate how... Chat. Spirit? Yeah, it's like having spirit. Like fighting. Yeah. It's like fighting. It's coming to just have some noise sound or talking in the background when I'm working, even though I don't pay attention to it. Yeah, I agree. I actually always have like a stream on my second screen whenever like I'm doing anything at all. As long as it's not music related, I would always have a stream on. So I guess it's a way of coping with loneliness. Can you eat it? No, you can't. Don't eat your spirits. So yeah. Next week is gonna be a really hectic week. Okay, hear me out, guys. Next week we have a lot of streams. Wait, let me count. Where's the schedule page again? I'm sorry, I'm burping so much. Okay, hear me out, guys. Next week, we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna have 10 streams, guys. Okay, 10 including the Patreon gaming session. So technically 9 streams. Yes. I am streaming like in the morning and also in the evening. So it's gonna be like morning and evening, except for Thursday stream. Thursday stream will always be on 3:30 PM. So many, you sure? Well, we're gonna try to know. Well, I guess it's time to learn how to use Patreon for yourself. We'll be okay during time. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I made sure to put the streams like I still have like a rest day. I won't be streaming on Wednesday. Like you guys know, Wednesday is like my rest day. So Wednesday is still off. I don't have any streams on Wednesday, and I made sure to put it so that my evening stream is really early. So. And my morning stream is not too early, so that I can sleep longer in between. You guys just sharing for you then. Yeah. I have been preparing for a Christmas party as well. So you guys know that I usually stream for like 2 hours or so, right? Maybe a little bit lesser than that. But for Christmas evening, I'll be doing maybe something like a Christmas party. So I'll be streaming longer hours. And there are a couple of activities that we'll be doing. There's a short game that I want to play, and of course I want to sing together. Not really sing together, but I sing and you guys listen. Or if you want to sing with me, I'm totally fine with it as well. And also there is what was I again? Playing games, singing. And then I'm gonna be reading your wishes. So I will release the forum probably by Monday. Saying that I'll be collecting your wishes. So I will be fulfilling your wishes through the internet. Access magic of Liola sounds fantastic. Yeah. Wish we will get our wish come true? Yes, you will. You will. You guys excited? I'm pretty excited. Okay, I have not prepared what song to sing yet. Oh, and I promise you guys that I'm gonna release something on Christmas, right? Okay, I actually do not have time yet, but I will record it on after I'm done with Comic Fiesta. So hopefully it'll be done soon. Finally, something that's not cool in this Christmas. If you have been bad on my channel, you might get bonked. You never know. My only wish is for Liola to grow taller. I don't want to grow taller anymore. I'm okay with this. Dear Santa, I want this to become a plushie so I can hug her every day I miss her. That you should tell Holo Papa. Papa Holo. Why did I say Holo Papa? I don't know. You should tell Papa Holo and be like, Papa, we need a Liola Dakimakura. A lot of fabulous on channel. There are some people that I would definitely want to give cold to if they dare to come. Liola Dakimakura? I don't know. You guys need to tell Papa Holo that you want. You guys need to tell Papa Holo that you want that. You want to buy it. And then if there's enough people, we can if there's enough people, then maybe we can have it. We can buy it. Liola Daki, can I hold her hand? Maybe. My wish is to collab with Liola when I return from hiatus. As you guys probably know, we're actually not allowed to do external collab yet. But you will know when the ban is lifted. You start seeing me collabing with my friends. I'm really happy about this, but there are actually people that reach out to me saying that they want to collab with me, which was like really surprising. So, to be honest, I didn't expect it because, like, you know, like I'm shy and all. So when people actually approach me and be like, approach management and be like, hey, I want to collab with Liola, I'm like so happy. Will the backside of the Dakimakura have yabai art? I do not know. We'll see. My wish is for the YouTube algorithm to be nice to you and all other MyHolo TV towns. I hope so too. But again, I think I've said this before. The best way that you can help the algorithm to notice me is to like and to comment on my videos, and of course chat with me in the chat. Like, that's the best way that you can help me, because like the more activity there is in the video, the more YouTube will like, oh, this is something good, let's share it to other people. This is kind of how it works. Trying to get the Daki and punch his tummy. If I get my own Daki, I think I will hide it. Because if I don't, I think Arnold's gonna piss on it. So, yeah. This is gonna be the first time take Liola collab. I do not know yet. Like, actually, we have not settled the time yet. So, we'll see. Oh boy, I can't wait for your super chat to be active. I hope that it can be active soon. We are like about like 45% into the thing. So I guess in the same time, I want to stream more so that I can fill in my watch hours. So it'll be nice if you guys can come to the stream. I would definitely be so enlightened to see your real nights. And a little bit of spoilers for next week's stream. A little bit of spoilers. Next week I'm going to do a BM Bahasa Malaysia only stream. Actually, is it Bahasa Malaysia or Bahasa Melayu? I feel like okay. I want to say because I feel like Bahasa. I was taught that Bahasa Malaysia is a better way of saying it because Bahasa Melayu is like it only belongs to one ethnic. But if you say Bahasa Malaysia, it's a language that belongs to every Malaysian, which I feel is like better. The language is Melayu, but official term is Malaysia. Don't always use Bahasa Malaysia. Yeah, I personally like Bahasa Malaysia. What's the real pronunciation of the word Malaysia? Malaysia? I've always read it like this throughout my whole life. It's time for me to learn Bahasa now. Don't worry about it. My Bahasa... Please don't learn Bahasa Malaysia from me. I'm a horrible example. You will only learn broken things from me. Yes, one good thing about a little bit of Bahasa Malaysia has like English in it. So it's kind of okay. I can kind of cheat my way throughout it. Probably. Maybe I should do like the lingual side. What's that called again? The green owl thing. Maybe I should do that as well. Learning Bahasa so I can jozo Liola. If you learn Bahasa... Okay guys. When you want to refer Bahasa Malaysia, you should either say... Like, you should say the full thing. Because Bahasa, the word itself, means language. So if you just say Bahasa, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it can be Bahasa Indo, Bahasa Melayu, it can be Bahasa Inggris. Duolingo? Yeah, I don't think... No. I mean, as in, like, maybe I can learn other languages. I thought it was kind of different because we destroyed almost every foreign word here in the US. I guess in Bahasa Malaysia, it's more like we combine it into one of our words. It's like how in Mandarin, like Mandarin has a lot of dialects. Like the main thing is the same, but throughout like different places, people have like different dialects. So some words were like created, quote unquote created, but the roots are still the same, I suppose. I should do a Duolingo stream someday as well. Maybe like the following week. I've already confirmed my next week's schedule. So the following week, Let's be productive. Or actually, you know, like my schedule is kind of getting like fuller and fuller. Because right now, I'm trying to because I have Subnautica on my Fridays morning, so I'm not gonna touch that. And I have Let's Productive on Thursdays, so that's like 2 confirmed streams. And 1 weekend kopitiam somewhere on Saturday or Sunday morning. And then there's also like what is that thing again? There's also other games that I want to play, so I might put more games at night too, so there's more series at the night as well. Is Bahasa Malaysia and Bahasa Indonesia the same? I think they have the same roots, so in some terms they're similar but not the same. There's some words that they only use in Bahasa Indonesia, and some words that we only use in Bahasa Malaysia. But overall, I am able to understand Bahasa Indo generally. Same but different in slang, I guess. Yeah, there's some different words as well. It's like dialects, I guess. Like those weird Chinese dialects, I guess. Like Brits and Aussies? Not exactly. A little bit more than that. I think right. It's more like America and British, like American English and British English. You know, like how there's like different words, but overall the language is kind of the same. But if you want to learn, you should pick one of it. You should learn that one first, and then after you learn one, and then it'll be way easier for you to learn the another one, because you would have already understood like half of it. Learn when I can really understand the other. Yeah, exactly. So if you're interested in like Bahasa Indonesia or Bahasa Malaysia, just learning one of it will do. You will understand the other. Really, you just need to like learn. You just need to learn a little bit more words, I guess. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna teach you guys something important word. I've learned this from my senpais. I've learned this from my senpais. Okay? I want you guys to type this in the chat. It's Liola Wangi Wangi. Liola Wangi Wangi. Come everyone, type it in the chat. Come on everyone. Come on everyone. Liola Wangi Wangi. I love this. I love this. I am enjoying this. I'm enjoying this so much. Wangi Wangi. What it means? Wangi, the word itself, it means smells good. But I guess wangi wangi is stuck together. Like if you say someone is wangi wangi, it's more like they're you enjoy them a lot. Yeah. Dia lah wangi wangi. You loosely received if I say someone. Yeah. I guess for me, it's like when I see a friend of mine, they're being like really cute and stuff, I would say like someone wangi wangi. Liola Masham when? What is Masham? 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 What is Masham? How did wangi appear from wangi? I think it's Indonesian, wasn't it? Bahasa Indo. Masham? What does it mean? Masham. Smelly red in a cute way. So you mean like bucho? Bucho. It's like bucho. No, I know bucho. Bucho means smells bad. I'm not bucho. I'm wangi only. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna list bucho as the forbidden word in my channel. You're not allowed to type that. Okay, the real word itself is called buso, but I guess you can say bucho, like it's a cute way. No, but bucho is cute though. But I'm wangi, not bucho. Not bucho though. This is so relaxing. I like doing this. Like, maybe I'll do one next time. Maybe when Carrot doesn't have a stream, and I'll do it at the night time, and then I won't stream the next morning. Maybe on Tuesday night then, because I don't stream on Wednesdays. Liola, bucho, and wangi. How do you have both together? I feel like you only say bucho if you're talking to a baby. I don't talk to babies. We hate babies. This is gonna be a comfy stream to be in the first year. Exactly. I mean, that's what I was trying to do. And welcome. Welcome, Valeria. Val. I cannot read in English. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I slang your name. I'm so sorry. Like, I just can't read names. Talking to babies, I don't talk to babies. Like I guess I'm like woozy. I don't like babies as well. You can call me Val, don't worry about it. Alright, I'll call you Val then. Welcome to the stream. It's okay, Leo. Take your time to decide your stream schedule now next week. Gonna look forward to it. No, I've already decided my next stream. It's like my next week's stream. I'm not gonna change it anymore. Okay, hear me out, guys. I usually decide my stream really early. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys on next week's schedule. On next week's schedule right now. Only I has filled in something. Okay, Lily Senpai has something filled in too, but she hasn't filled in the time yet, so it's not a confirmed stuff. But I have like a completed schedule. So I'm like the early bird. And I actually decide on my schedule really early in advance. Like plan a week in advance. Yeah. I usually plan really early. I might still change. Early Liola, yeah. So you know when they say I pick the time to stream when Woozy's streaming. That's not true, because I usually decide on my time first. We always have to plan as more of a plan kind of person. Well, in comparison to the senpais, I guess. Please don't tell them I say that. Please don't tell them I say that. Please don't clip this. Let's see if Lily posts her week schedule earlier than Leo. No, us posting our weekly schedule early or not, it doesn't reflect on when we complete our schedule. Like because we have like a thing to fill in our schedule with. So I usually finish it first. Woozy usually finishes it the second faster. So it's usually me, Woozy, and well, the remaining 3 are like late. Because Ruthie usually streams on like Monday as well. So, okay, Monday for us, but Sunday for her. So she kind of needs to do her schedule kind of early as well. My nose is giving up on me. Yeah, I think I'll talk for about like 10 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna go rest because I need to go to somewhere else before I go before tomorrow. Oh yeah, there's like some new subscribes. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to this I would say whispering stream. Not really ASMR because I don't know how to do ASMR. Rennie knows ASMR part 2. Maybe. Sure, I need to rest early. You guys should rest early too if it's like nighttime for you already. If not, then I guess you can rest on like your usual time. But let's just make sure that you had enough rest, especially tomorrow. And if you're going to Comic Fiesta, don't forget, unfortunately, there has always been pickpockets at conventions, so please take good care of your belongings and remember to bring water. Like, remember to bring mineral water in your backpack, and don't bring any stuff that they do not allow you to bring. I hope Liola come meet me on my dream. If you think about me hard enough, then you'll appear. It's gonna be hard to reach the MyHolo booth, but time to try. Is it gonna be hard? I doubt so, because I think Comic Fiesta has like 3 floors, didn't it? The first floor is like the commercial booths. Wait. Let me check the thing. First floor is commercial booth. I know the 3rd floor is like all the art booths. I think second. Wait. What's the floor plan? There's so many. Okay, never mind. But well, I'm more concerned of the crowd that will swarm you guys. I doubt during my hours there will be a lot of people because my slot that I picked is like the latest of the event. So yeah. 3 floors. Comic Fiesta sure has expanded a lot since last time I went there. Yeah, Comic Fiesta has expanded a lot. Like, not just Comic Fiesta, even Anime and Gaki has expanded a lot. Time to hop in on the last hours of the event, if you say so. Yeah. My slot is at 6 PM. So it's really at the last hour before the concert. If you guys are gonna go get the concert tickets, good luck. Yeah, it's gonna be real crowded, so for those of you who are going, take care of yourselves. In any case, remember where all the emergency exits are, and just make sure that you're safe. That's the most important part. And don't worry if you cannot attend, because I guess I will be sharing my Comic Fiesta experience. I'm just camping booth just to meet my Holo Vtuber. Yeah. See you then, Taito. I'm going to make traveling to Malaysia and attend Comic Fiesta as one of my future goals. Yeah. It's time to save up. Like, a good thing is Comic Fiesta ticket is not expensive at all. Okay. I don't know why people complain that Comic Fiesta ticket is expensive. Just look at AFA. It's like, that's like super expensive. So it's like, why? But well, I would say the element of the event is different. So we shouldn't really compare to. How much does it cost? For this time, I think it is 80 ringgit. Like 80 ringgit for 2 days. Like Comic Con. Alpha is more like meet your Oshis. And Comic Fiesta is more on doujins, I suppose, because we have like especially for this year, it's especially big. All of the doujin, like the small art booths, are crazy. I guess this event like one of its biggest yet to make. And you know, I really appreciated that Comic Fiesta actually limited tickets, because imagine how crowded it would be without it. Like at the usual years, it's already really crowded. I cannot imagine what would happen to a Comic Fiesta that, you know, it's like a couple of years since people have been to Comic Fiesta. I cannot imagine how crowded it will be if they do not limit the tickets. Next time for sure, come. Don't worry about it, Doc. I'm sure that will be in other events as well. Well, I'm trip off to sleep for now. All the best until tomorrow, everyone. Thank you. Good night. Thank you for the new subscribe. Welcome. Sneaking time? Yeah. Would be dangerous too if crowded. Yeah. Like, I feel like a lot of people were complaining about like not being able to get a ticket. But I guess for me, since I know that I'll be going to the event, so I bought my tickets in advance. Not knowing that, you know, not knowing that I actually do not need to buy one. and then so it's like, okay, I guess. 80 ringgit is like $27 converted. Actually pretty reasonable considering I guess we'll get to see, and that's 2 days. Yeah, it's like for this year we'll get Suzuki Konomi, who's like a huge singer, and then for the VTubers, there's like HoloLive VTubers here too, so I guess it's kind of big as well. Wait, that's super cheap. That's pretty great. Yeah. Okay. I guess under like under like USD rates, yeah, that's kind of cheap for you maybe, but for the people here, maybe not so. Personally, I don't think it's expensive, but some people think it is. Would they live stream the event for those who are unable to come? I doubt that they would. There will be some pictures. I might take some pictures as well. But we'll see. Alright, I just have a bit of go to bed, guys. I'm actually yawning right now. So I'm gonna go to bed right now. There will be no stream tomorrow, but you get to see me at Comic Fiesta if you're going. So see you tomorrow if you're going. If not, see you at the next day on Sunday night. I'll be having a Zatsudan with the Three Doxa girls, so we'll be doing a session then. See you by then. Thank you for the comfy stream. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys have a great night ahead. You know what? I'm gonna cast a spell on you. I'm gonna cast a little bit of magic on you, so that all your bad dreams go away and you'll be able to sleep perfectly. Okay? But for the magic to work, you have to say to say you love Liola. Alright. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Alright. I hope you guys will be able to get a really good sleep. Okay, my Leonites? Good night. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.